And this is Rapping with Leiberman, MJ the Greatest, our special guest today. You know what we say here, real news, rappers' points of view. Let's get right to MJ. Good to see you, my friend.
How you doing, Mr. Lieberman?
I'm doing great. Let me just introduce the audience to you. MJ from SuperIndieKings.com. He goes by MJ the Great. Now, you just got notoriety. Well, you first got notoriety on MySpace, right? How did that happen?
Well, I was actually started, started music back in a while back ago on MySpace, and I was doing some recording. I had actually started my own studio and was looking for some artists, and it didn't fall that way. Things didn't really work out, so I actually started doing music myself. And at the time, it was a radio station that was called the West Coast Workout out of San Diego, which was called 98.9, where independent artists can actually send their material and actually get play on the internet. So I actually sent over some music. It actually got played on their West Coast Workout radio station, and then my MySpace started just going crazy. So we hit like a million something views, 1.5 or something like that million, and then it was a MySpace awards and all that kind of stuff, and then I just kept doing music from then.
So what do you enjoy more, writing and creating music or spotting talent and helping other talent?
Well, I call myself like more of an all around person. I like R&B. I like the EDM scene now. I like the rap R&B, and I like scouting talent, and I like writing music for others as well.
What do you think the biggest challenge facing hip hop is today?
Getting heard, actually getting branded, marketing. A lot of artists don't know too much about that, so they think once they do the mixtape and drop it on their Facebook or social media, that's it, and they have no idea it's gonna take thousands of dollars marketing, uh, visual content, blogs, building on organic fan bases is which is key.
How much writing are you doing these days, and do you want to drop us a rhyme?
Um, I got a lot of songs coming out. I'm number one right now on the local San Diego Reverb Nation charts. You know, I just dropped two singles, which is Jukin' on iTunes. She's a Bad Chick on iTunes featuring Tommy Redden. I got a record coming up with Ben J of the New Boys. It's called Betty Boo. We haven't finalized the record yet, but it's on its way. It's produced by San Diego producer Steve Vicious. And I got a lot of stuff coming out.
So you write a lot about women, it sounds like.
Well, it's nothing else to write about unless I have my own personal issues that I want to address over recording. Women is 99.9% of our life, so it's good to please them if you can through music.
I hear that. I hear that. All right, give us a little rhyme. Give us a little bit of either something you've done in the past or something you're working on right now, and then we're going to get to some news issues.
Okay, I'd be like, F these haters with a passion. Y'all hated on everything. Swavy about to mash you. I try to be loyal, but you haters wouldn't listen. This hundred and make your homies pay attention. I'm done being modest. A lot of niggas bitches. You hear it in your raps that you frontin' like bitches. Then you wonder why the world fucked up with snitches. These babies having babies, they'll kill you for your Jordans. Age 17, I was locked facing 30. Asked DVI about the missions getting dirty. Fresh young, looking clean in the bin. 7 days out the pen, had a 20 grand in my pocket, about the shot for a Benz. I mean, just freestyling.
That's
I'm
good.
not.
I like that. Does anybody ever criticize you for using the N-word in your rapping? This has been kind of a hot issue. Have you ever heard any criticism about that?
Well, you're gonna hear criticism about the N word, and it just depends on how you're using it. And that's why I was like bleeping in and out of the freestyle based on the fact I was in my head. I didn't want to say too much negativity on your show out of respect. But yeah, I mean, the N word is blown out of proportion today. Everyone uses it. It just depends on how you're using it.
Yeah, absolutely. I do know. And let's get now to our segment of the show that we call the one-on-one rap, where we discuss a few news issues of the day. MJ, I know you have a lot to say about a lot of things. I want to start with this. You know about the horrible Amtrak derailment here in Philadelphia, here on the East Coast. Do you believe Amtrak is safe, MJ?
Well, tragedy is happens everywhere, and I do believe the Amtrak is safe because I have rode the Amtrak from Philadelphia, the north side of Philly. Actually, shout out to my boy C Grand. He's out of Philadelphia. It's a rapper out of there. We actually rode from Jersey to Philly and from Philly back to the New York when I was on the East Coast. So I didn't have no problems. I was comfortable. It was good.
All right, let's switch to some law enforcement issues. You know, President Obama has just banned the federal provision of some types of military-style equipment for local police departments. Do you think, MJ, that will help ease tensions in many communities if police aren't armed with military gear?
Well, it's kind of getting blown out of proportion when you say military. Like, what do you need? What is really going on besides the riots and things like that? You might need military gear to control, a group of people. You never know what circumstances they are. So if the police feel they need military gear to handle certain situations, yeah, it's just crazy people in this world. If I had any family members of law enforcement that needed military gear to protect themselves, I would say yes, go ahead.
So you're by and large pro law enforcement, right?
Um, I just no. What do you mean by pro law enforcement?
Well, I mean, you didn't come out strongly against police having military equipment. So I'm wondering if you're generally, pro cops, or have you had some run-ins with law enforcement that haven't been good? In other words, have you been racially profiled, do you believe?
Several different occasions. It just depends on what area, where you at, and how you handle each situation. And if the police feel they need military situations to handle themselves, what happens if they come to a? What happens if ISIS pops up in LA and they got military situations and it's 40 or 50 of them? And what do you do then? How do you protect yourself? You need military equipment. So yeah, I do believe that they should have a right to have military equipment depending on certain situations.
What do you think the state of race relations is right now in the United States? You're an African American man. What do you see out there?
I see right now they're trying to take it back to the 50s and 60s where it's back, everything's segregated, and they're using a lot of older African American legendary people to say pro African American things such as Martin Luther King slogans and Malcolm X slogans. And we need everybody all have respect for African American, whites, blacks, Asians. It's not about the color of your skin. It's about what you're doing in your community and how you're being a successful asset in your community and for others. And right now, the world is more focused on color when we need to be focused on how to be better humans in our community, how to teach these kids to put the guns down, how to show young kids that don't know about credit, how to achieve credit, how to take these young kids and show them how to get in college, how to get free grant money, how to show these kids the right way. And that's what's wrong with the world. Everybody wants to be wild and hooligan and racial when we need to focus on the real problems in our community, and that's getting these young African Americans to put the guns down, stop the violence, get jobs in the community. It's too much idle time. It's too much time. There's no leadership. So it's time for those who are in leadership positions to start leading with power position to be successful assets in their community.
You're talking about leadership. Do you think President Obama has done enough, first of all, for the country at large, and second of all, for African Americans?
I think Obama has done what he can, and no matter what he do, he's going to be criticized. I love Obama. I love the First Lady. I can't wait to see who's going to be the next president. I think we should let a female in it to see what the women can do for a while. Since they say the mans can't do it, let's get a female up in there, and let's see what they're going to do. Let's see if she's going to be on espionage on the first day.
Are you a Hillary Clinton fan, or more along the lines of Carly Fiorina on the Republican side? Looks like you're with the Go Hillary team.
Go Hillary. Hillary's cool. Everybody needs to vote for Hillary. She's cool. Leave her emails alone. She's not doing anything. She's cool. Clintons are cool. She's not going under the Obama policies. Go Hillary.
All right, let me ask you this. the social news site Reddit has now introduced an anti-harassment policy. Have you been bullied online at all? Have you seen online bullying? Tell me about that.
I mean, I've been a victim of trolls and negative comments, but it's all in your mental. If anyone lets a computer saying that's not true, and they know in the human body that, hey, I don't have a busted chin or I don't look like that, like they're saying on the comment, then it shouldn't bother a person. I think it's the person that's inside that actually can't take it. They might have something wrong with them, because bullying is big and no one should be bullied. But I don't think that's a big problem today.
All right, we're going to wrap up our show with a segment that we call Wrap It Up. And we're going to begin with this. This is from the website that sponsors this program, EveryJoe.com. They have a headline, quote, "Do you really want to soak the rich?" And the article brings up some interesting points about how the rich drive the economy. Let me ask you, MJ the Greatest, do you think the rich should be taxed more?
No.
Why?
They worked hard for their money. They're educated. I feel everybody should get up and get educated and work hard for the money. Just because you have been more wealthier than certain people, you shouldn't be committed to be taxed for your income. I think everybody should work hard and should have a fair, equal tax share.
All right. Follow MJ on Twitter. Go ahead, MJ.
I said, or tax cut.
You follow MJ on Twitter. You saw his Twitter address there on the screen. We're going to put it up again, at MJ Great SD. Before we let you go, MJ, who are the best rappers you've ever worked with?
The best rappers that I ever worked with, personally, I've worked with no one too much like big in the industry. I would like to say myself, I'm gonna crown myself with that.
Who would you like to work with? Is there somebody out there that you're dying to work with, to write for, or things of that sort?
I would like to get in the studio with Rico Love or Timberland, Jay-Z, people like that caliber. Great songwriters, great people think alike.
Are rappers misunderstood, MJ?
Very misunderstood, because you have rappers now that go on to jail for the lyrics, and they're taking the Fifth Amendment to another level. So it's like they're taking what we're saying and locking us up for it, and we're supposed to be able to express ourselves and be able to have the right to say what we want in America.
What are you working on now? What are your next projects? Give us a surprise. Give us a glimpse.
Super Indie King presents Rap Game Larry Bird. We got Check Your Move. Super Indie King presents.
All right, we're going to look for that, MJ. Listen, thank you so much for your time. He is MJ. Superindies.com is his website. Final word to the fans, MJ.
I want everybody to go to www.superindiekings.com. Follow me at MJ the Great SD. And I appreciate you, Mr. Lieberman, for your time. And this is a great show. And I look forward to seeing what's going to go on your next show, because I'm watching.
Good to see you, MJ. We appreciate it. We appreciate your support. He is MJ, superindies.com. I am Jon Leiberman. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week right here on, you know what the name of the program is, Rapping with Lieberman. Real news, rappers' points of view. Bye-bye.